Okay, so this is going to be directions on how to resize an entire group of photos all at once, and this would be for your alphabet poster. So you're going to have 26 alphabet letters, and you don't want to have to resize each one at a time, so you can do them all together at the same time. Before you go in and resize your pictures, you want to first make sure that you have chosen all of your letters first and put them in a separate folder, and you probably want to label them A, B, C, etc. But make sure that you're just resizing the ones you're definitely going to use and not all the pictures that you took for the assignment. The second thing that you need to do is, got ahead of myself a little bit there with Photoshop open, open your pictures in preview. So I'm going to open all my pictures in preview. So again, I'm not in Photoshop. I'm doing this in preview. It's a little easier to just run through and make sure they're all in vertical format. So before you do anything in Photoshop, you want to make sure that all your pictures are in that vertical format, meaning that they're taller than they are wide. And you should have taken your pictures, okay, so that they're all either vertical or horizontal. But most likely the format that's going to work best for your letters is the vertical format. So I'm going to go through and I'm going to rotate these pictures. So I'm going to use my Apple or Command key and then the R or the L key to rotate it left or right depending on which way I want it to go. So I'll quickly rotate these. I obviously don't have the entire alphabet here. I just took a few pictures so that I would have something to show you with. Okay, left. I would also want to make sure that any adjustments I want to make to my picture, shadow, highlight, contrast, hue, saturation, selecting an area to stay in color and the rest black and white or something like that, that you do that before you resize the images. One thing to keep in mind just while I'm flipping through and doing these is that you can flip a picture horizontally or vertically if the letter is facing the wrong direction. So say you shot like a J and you realize that the J part was curved the wrong way, then you could just go into Photoshop and flip it vertically or horizontally to make it work for what you want to do. Okay, so that's all my letters rotated. So I'm just going to close preview and it'll ask me if I want to save them, and I'm just going to say save all. Okay, so now I'm going to go to Photoshop. Okay. So I'm going to go to my folder where my pictures are all saved. So this would be the absolute final ones that I'm going to use. There should be 26 in here, labeled again, A, B, C, D, etc. I'm going to pick one of them and open it, so just one. Okay. So this is my picture, probably would be my letter O. I'm going to go first to image size. So let me zoom in here for you. If you're looking at this, then you can see that the document size, right, is this 50 inches tall, 38. So I'm going to set the height now to 2.5. Now, if most of your pictures were horizontal and you didn't want to go through and change them all to vertical, then you could do the same thing that I'm doing here, except for you would change the width to 2.5. So whichever side of your picture is the longest is going to be 2.5, okay? And obviously the width I'm not going to change. So the purpose of doing this is actually to find out what the pixel dimensions are at that size of inches, okay? So my height's 2.5 inches. I want to know what that is in pixel dimensions, okay? So I'm going to record the pixel dimensions as 135 by 180. Make sure you know which one's the width and which one's the height. This is going to be different for each person depending on what size your pictures get uploaded at. So this is why you need to go in and do that first before we proceed. So you're just going to write that down, okay? And I'm going to cancel this. So I'm not going to actually resize the picture. So it was just a way to find out the information that we needed. Okay, so next step is I can leave this picture open or not, it doesn't really matter, but I'm going to close it. I'm going to go to File, Scripts, Image Processor. So wait for that window to come up. Okay, so starting here at the top, we have a couple things we have to do in the image processor. First, we have to select folder. So we have to tell the image processor where the folder is that we're processing the image out of. So here's my folder, my alphabet, there's my pictures. So you want to make sure that it's processing just the pictures in that one folder. That's why you need to make sure all your pictures are together in one folder to begin with. Choose. Okay, so we chose the folder. The little save in same location, you're going to leave that selected. Basically what it'll do is it'll make a separate little folder inside the folder where you already have the alphabet saved, and usually it just calls it JPEG, and that will be all the smaller ones that you're going to have processed for you. File type, you're going to click Resize to Fit, and then you're going to put in the pixel dimensions that you recorded earlier. So my width was 135, height 180. Okay? Everything else you're going to leave, and then you go up to the top and you click Run. What it's going to do is open each of your pictures in turn, resize it, and save it to that other folder. So obviously for 26 pictures it's going to take a little bit of time. I have about 6 or 8, I think. But you can see it's going to open each one, resize it. And the thing that's nice about this is that you still have the original sized images, and keep in mind that for your final grade I'm going to be wanting to see at least 12 of your best letter pictures at their full size, okay? So you don't want to go ahead and just get rid of all your full size pictures. And we'll let this process, and then I'll show you what that looks like when you open it up again. Okay, so I'm going to go to File, Open, and this is my alphabet folder. Zoom in here. There it is, my alphabet, and then there's my original pictures, and then JPEG folder, and these are now all the smaller ones here. So these are the ones that you're going to open up to create your actual poster. Next video will be on how to put your actual poster together.